Have you ever felt invisible in a room full of people, not because you didn't have ideas, but because you didn't have the confidence to speak in English? Today's story might feel like your own.
That sounds painful, Raksha. I think many people experience this silently. They know answers, they have thoughts, but language becomes a wall, stopping them from expressing everything they truly feel inside.
Exactly, Lohi. And today, we're not just telling a story, we're revealing a truth that might change how our viewers see English, confidence, and even themselves from today onwards.
So guys, don't skip this video, because what we are about to share is not just a story, it's a mirror. You might see yourself in it, and trust me, the ending will give you hope.
Before we begin, a small request. If you really want to improve your English step by step with real-life stories and conversations like this, please subscribe to our channel, Speak English with Raksha.
And don't forget to like and share this video with your friends who are struggling silently. Sometimes one video can change someone's life. Maybe today, that someone is you.
This is the story of a girl named Ananya, a bright student full of ideas, dreams, and creativity, but there was just one problem. She couldn't speak English fluently.
Let me guess. People didn't take her seriously, right? Even if she was talented, they judged her based on her English-speaking skills instead of her actual knowledge and potential.
Exactly, Lohi. On her first day in college, she walked into the classroom with excitement. New place, new people, new dreams. But within a few hours, everything changed.
What happened? Did someone say something to her, or was it one of those silent moments where people ignore you without even realizing how much it hurts inside?
It started with a simple introduction session. One by one, students stood up and introduced themselves in fluent English, confident, stylish, impressive. And then it was Ananya's turn.
Oh no. I can imagine her heart racing, hands shaking, mind going blank. That moment when you know what you want to say, but words just don't come out properly.
Yes, she stood up slowly. Her voice was low. She tried to speak in English, but she made a few mistakes. Some students giggled, some whispered, and some just ignored her completely.
That's really unfair, Raksha. Making mistakes is part of learning, but people often forget that. Instead of encouraging, they judge. Instead of supporting, they silently push others down.
And that moment changed something inside her. Not her talent, not her dreams, but her confidence. She started believing, maybe I'm not good enough just because I can't speak English properly.
That one belief is dangerous, because once you start doubting yourself, you stop trying. And when you stop trying, you slowly lose opportunities that you actually deserve.
Exactly. And from that day, Ananya started staying quiet in class. Even when she knew the answers, she chose silence because she was afraid of being judged again.
Guys, if you're listening right now and thinking, this is exactly my story, then please understand one thing. Your problem is not English. Your problem is fear.
And in this video, we are going to help you break that fear, step by step. Through Ananya's story, you will learn how to build confidence, improve your English, and most importantly, believe in yourself again.
But, Raksha, did Ananya stay like this forever, or did something happen that changed her life completely?
That's where the story gets interesting, because sometimes one small moment, one small decision can completely change your future.
So, Raksha, you said something interesting, that one small moment can change everything. I'm really curious now. What exactly happened in Ananya's life after that painful first day?
Well, Lohi, days passed, but nothing really changed for Ananya. She continued sitting in the last bench, avoiding eye contact, and slowly convincing herself that staying invisible was safer than being judged again.
That's actually very real, Raksha. Many students think silence protects them, but in reality, it slowly kills their confidence. They don't realize they're limiting themselves more than anyone else around them.
Exactly, Lohi. And one day, something happened during a group discussion in class. The teacher divided everyone into teams and gave them a topic to discuss in English. Everyone started sharing ideas confidently.
Let me guess, Ananya had ideas too, right? But she didn't speak. She probably stayed quiet even though her mind was full of thoughts waiting to be expressed.
Yes, she had amazing ideas. In fact, she understood the topic better than most students, but fear held her back. She kept thinking, what if I make mistakes again? What if they laugh?
That what-if thinking is dangerous. It stops action before it even begins. Instead of focusing on learning, we focus on possible embarrassment, which might not even happen.
Exactly, Lohi. But then, something unexpected happened. One of her groupmates, Ria, noticed that Ananya was silent and gently asked her, "Do you want to share something? It's okay if your English is not perfect."
Oh, wow. That's such a small sentence, but it carries so much support. Sometimes one encouraging person can make a huge difference in someone's life.
Yes, and that moment gave Ananya a little courage. Not full confidence, but just enough to try. She spoke a few lines in broken English, hesitating, pausing, but expressing her idea.
And what happened? Did people laugh again, or did something different happen this time?
This time, something different happened. No one laughed. In fact, her idea was so good that the group actually used it as their main point in the discussion.
That must have surprised her a lot, because she probably expected judgment, but instead she received acceptance. That's a powerful shift in mindset right there.
Exactly. And for the first time, she realized something important. Maybe people aren't always judging me. Maybe my fear is bigger than reality.
That realization is a turning point, Raksha, because once you understand that fear is often exaggerated in your mind, you slowly start taking small steps towards growth.
Yes, and from that day, Ananya made a small promise to herself. She didn't say, "I will become fluent in 1 month." She simply said, "I will try to speak at least one sentence every day."
That's a very smart approach. Small steps are always better than big, unrealistic goals, because consistency builds confidence, and confidence builds fluency over time.
Exactly, Lohi. And this is one of the biggest lessons for our viewers today. You don't need perfect English to start. You just need the courage to begin.
Guys, let me tell you something practical. If you want to improve your English, start with simple sentences like, "I think this is a good idea," or, "In my opinion, this can work better."
Yes, and don't worry about mistakes. Even if you say, "He go to market yesterday," instead of "He went to the market yesterday," it's okay. Communication matters more than perfection.
Raksha, I feel this is not just Ananya's story anymore. This is the story of thousands of students who are afraid to speak, not because they don't know, but because they fear judgment.
And that's why we're here, Lohi. Through this channel, we want to create a safe space where learners feel encouraged, not judged, where mistakes are seen as steps, not failures.
But Raksha, just speaking one sentence a day, is that enough to change her life? Did she really improve, or did she face more challenges?
Oh, she definitely faced more challenges, because growth is never easy, but what happened next will teach you how to stay consistent even when things get difficult.
Raksha, I think this is the stage where most people quit. They start with motivation, they try speaking daily, but when results don't come fast, they feel like giving up completely.
You're absolutely right, Lohi. And that's exactly what happened with Ananya. For a few days, she followed her promise. She spoke one sentence daily, sometimes two, but improvement felt very slow.
That must have been frustrating for her, because when we put effort and don't see quick results, we start questioning ourselves. Am I even improving, or am I just wasting my time?
Exactly. One evening, she sat alone in her room and thought, maybe English is not for me. Maybe I should just accept that I can never speak fluently like others.
That thought is dangerous, Raksha, because it turns a temporary struggle into a permanent belief. And once you believe something is impossible, you stop trying completely.
Yes, and that's when something important happened again. She remembered what her teammate Ria had said. It's okay if your English is not perfect. That one line kept echoing in her mind.
Sometimes one supportive sentence can stay with us longer than 100 negative comments. It becomes like a small light in a dark place, guiding us when we feel lost.
Exactly, Lohi. And instead of quitting, Ananya decided to change her method. She realized that just speaking randomly was not enough. She needed a smarter way to improve.
That's an important point, Lohi. Effort alone is not enough. You also need the right strategy. Otherwise, you keep working hard but don't see real progress, which leads to frustration.
So she started doing three simple things daily. First, she began listening to English conversations, podcasts, videos, anything she could understand. She didn't focus on perfection, just understanding.
That's a great start. Listening builds familiarity. When you hear English regularly, your brain slowly gets used to sentence patterns, pronunciation, and common phrases without even realizing it.
Second, she started speaking to herself. Yes, literally talking to herself in English. Simple things like, now I'm going to eat, or today my class was interesting.
That might sound funny to some people, but it actually works. When you speak to yourself, there is no fear of judgment. You can make mistakes freely and learn at your own pace.
Exactly. And third, she started noting down small sentences every day. Not big paragraphs, not complicated grammar, just simple, useful sentences that she could use in real life.
That's very practical, because learning big vocabulary without using it is useless. But learning small daily use sentences helps you actually communicate with people in real situations.
Let's give our viewers some examples. Instead of saying nothing, you can start with simple sentences like, can you explain this again? Or, I didn't understand this part clearly.
Yes, or even basic expressions like, give me a minute, let me think, or I agree with you. These small sentences can make you feel more confident in conversations.
But even after all this, Lohi, progress was still slow. She was improving, but not dramatically. And sometimes she still felt embarrassed when she made mistakes in front of others.
That's normal, Raksha. Improvement is not a straight line. Some days you feel confident, some days you feel like you know nothing. That emotional ups and downs are part of the journey.
Yes, and one day something happened in class again. This time it was not about speaking, it was about courage, and this moment became a turning point in her life.
Now I'm really curious again. What happened this time? Did she finally gain confidence, or did she face another challenge that tested her even deeper?
This time it was not about others judging her, it was about whether she would choose courage or go back to fear again.
Raksha, you said this moment was about courage, not just English. That sounds powerful. What exactly happened in class that forced Ananya to choose between fear and courage?
It was presentation day, Lohi. Every student had to come to the front and present their topic in English. No group support this time. Just one person, one voice, and everyone watching.
Oh wow, that's the toughest situation for someone who fears speaking. Standing alone, facing the whole class, knowing all eyes are on you, that can make anyone nervous, even confident people.
Exactly. When the teacher announced her name, her heart started racing, her hands felt cold, and her mind was full of doubts. What if I forget everything? What if I make mistakes again?
That inner voice can be really loud in such moments. It keeps repeating negative thoughts until you start believing them. But I hope this time something inside her responded differently.
Yes, something had changed. All those small efforts, speaking daily, listening, practicing, had built a small layer of confidence. Not strong, but enough to take one brave step forward.
So she didn't run away this time. She didn't say, I'm not prepared, or avoid the situation like before.
No, she didn't. She walked slowly to the front. Her steps were not confident, but they were determined. And that's the difference. Confidence is not needed to start. Courage is what starts the journey.
That's a powerful line, Raksha. Many people wait to feel confident before they act, but in reality, confidence comes after action, not before. Courage is what starts the journey.
Exactly. She began her presentation. The first few lines were shaky. She paused, made a few grammatical mistakes, and even forgot one sentence. For a moment, silence filled the room.
That must have been scary. That silence can feel like judgment, even if no one is actually judging. What did she do then? Did she stop or continue?
She took a deep breath and continued. This time she didn't try to sound perfect. She focused on explaining her idea clearly, using simple words, simple sentences, and honest effort.
That's the key. Communication is not about using big words or perfect grammar. It's about expressing your idea so others can understand you. Simplicity is actually strength in learning stages.
Exactly, Lohi. And something beautiful happened. As she continued, her voice became slightly stronger, not perfect, but clearer. And slowly people started listening, not to her mistakes, but to her ideas.
That's such an important shift, Lohi. When you stop focusing on how do I sound and start focusing on what am I saying, people also shift their attention to your message.
Yes, and when she finished, there was a small pause, and then the class clapped. Not loudly, not dramatically, but genuinely. And for her, that moment meant everything.
I can imagine how she must have felt, not because her English became perfect in one day, but because she proved to herself that she can speak, even with mistakes.
Exactly. That day didn't make her fluent, but it made her fearless. And sometimes becoming fearless is more important than becoming perfect.
Guys, remember this. When you speak, don't aim for perfection, aim for expression. Even if your sentence is simple like, I think this topic is important because it helps people, it is enough.
Yes, and use pauses. It's okay to stop and think. Fluent speakers also pause. Don't rush. Speak slowly, clearly, and naturally. Confidence grows step by step, not overnight.
Raksha, I think this is the turning point not just in her story, but in every learner's journey. The moment you face your fear once, it loses its power over you.
Exactly, Lohi. But her journey didn't end there because after courage comes consistency. And what she did next is what truly changed her life completely.
Now I'm really excited to know what did she do after this? Did she finally become fluent or was there still a long journey ahead?
There was still a journey, but this time she walked it with confidence, courage, and a completely new mindset.
Raksha, I feel like this is the most important phase now. She has faced her fear once, but what did she do after that? Because one brave moment is good, but consistency is what changes life.
Absolutely, Lohi. That one presentation didn't make her fluent overnight, but it gave her something more powerful than fluency. It gave her the belief that I can improve if I keep trying.
That belief is everything, because once you believe improvement is possible, you stop looking for excuses and start looking for opportunities to practice, even in small everyday situations.
Exactly. From that day, Ananya stopped avoiding situations. Earlier, she used to hide from speaking, but now, even if she felt nervous, she chose to participate in discussions, conversations, and activities.
That's a big shift, Raksha. From avoiding to participating. It may look small from outside, but internally it's a huge transformation in mindset and self-confidence.
Yes, and she also became smarter with her learning. She didn't try to learn everything at once. Instead, she focused on daily improvement, just 1% better than yesterday.
That's a very practical approach, because when you aim for small progress daily, it doesn't feel overwhelming, and over time, these small improvements create a big change.
Exactly, Lohi. She started doing something very interesting. Whenever she heard someone speak a good sentence in English, she would note it down and try to use it in her own conversation later.
That's a powerful technique, learning from real-life conversations, because those sentences are natural, practical, and useful in daily communication, unlike textbook sentences that we often forget quickly.
Yes, and slowly people around her started noticing the change. Not because her English became perfect, but because she became more confident, more expressive, and more involved.
That's the truth, Raksha. People respect confidence more than perfection. When you speak with clarity and effort, even with small mistakes, people listen to you seriously.
Exactly. And one day, something happened that she never expected. A junior student came to her and said, "You speak English so confidently. Can you help me improve too?"
Wow, that must have felt unbelievable for her. The same girl who was once ignored because she couldn't speak English is now being asked to guide someone else.
Yes, and that moment made her realize how far she had come, not from zero to perfect, but from fear to confidence, from silence to expression.
This is really inspiring, Raksha, because it shows that fluency is not magic. It's not something only talented people achieve. It's something anyone can build with practice and patience.
Exactly, Lohi. And this is the message we want to give our viewers. Don't compare your beginning with someone else's middle. Everyone has their own pace, their own journey.
Let me give a practical tip to our viewers. Start using English in your daily life. Talk to yourself, describe your day, or even think in English. These small habits make a big difference.
Yes, and don't be afraid of mistakes. Instead of thinking, what if I'm wrong? Start thinking, what can I learn from this? That mindset will change everything for you.
Raksha, I feel like the biggest change in her journey was not her English, it was her mindset. Once she stopped fearing judgment, everything else became easier.
Absolutely, because English is just a skill, but confidence, that comes from within. And once you build that, no language can stop you from expressing yourself.
So, Raksha, what happened finally? Did she achieve her dreams? Did people still ignore her, or did her life completely change?
Her life did change, Lohi, but not because others changed. It changed because she changed herself. And that final lesson is something every viewer must hear.
Raksha, I think this is the moment everyone has been waiting for. What happened to Ananya in the end? Did she finally become fluent, or was her success something deeper than that?
Raksha, she did improve her English a lot over time. She became more fluent, more confident, and more expressive. But her real success was not English. It was her transformation from fear to belief.
That's such a powerful message, Raksha, because many people think if I learn English, I will become confident. But actually, it's the other way around. Confidence helps you learn English better.
Exactly, Lohi. And one day during a college event, she was asked to host a small segment on stage. Imagine that. The same girl who once feared speaking even one sentence was now standing with the mic.
That must have been an emotional moment for her. Standing on stage, facing a crowd, speaking in English, not perfectly, but confidently. That's a dream for so many learners out there.
Yes, and as she spoke, she remembered her first day. The laughter, the fear, the silence, and in that moment, she smiled because she knew how far she had come.
That smile means everything. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right, that you are capable, that you can grow, and that your starting point doesn't define your ending.
Exactly, Lohi. And today, Ananya is not just someone who speaks English. She's someone who encourages others to speak, who supports beginners, and who reminds them that mistakes are part of growth.
That's beautiful, Raksha, because the real success is not just improving yourself, but helping others grow too. That's when your journey becomes meaningful and impactful.
So guys, if you're listening to this and thinking, this is my story, then remember one thing. You're not weak because you don't know English. You're just at the beginning of your journey.
And beginnings are always messy. You will make mistakes, you will feel embarrassed, and sometimes you might want to quit. But that's exactly where growth is happening, even if you can't see it yet.
Yes, don't let one bad experience decide your future. Don't let someone's laughter silence your voice. Because your ideas, your thoughts, your dreams, they all deserve to be heard.
And remember this simple rule: start small, stay consistent, and never stop trying. Even one sentence a day can change your life if you do it regularly with effort and belief.
And if you truly want to improve your English in a simple, natural, and confidence-building way, then this channel is for you. Speak English with Raksha.
We are not here to judge you. We are here to guide you, support you, and walk with you on this journey. Every video is designed to help you speak better, think better, and feel more confident.
So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends who are struggling just like Ananya once did. Let's grow together, step by step.
And promise yourself one thing today: you will not stay silent anymore. You will try, you will speak, and you will improve, no matter how slow the progress feels.
Because one day, you will look back and smile just like Ananya did. And you will realize, it was never about English. It was about believing in myself.
We'll see you in the next video with another story, another lesson, and another step towards your confidence.
Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep speaking.